Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Michaela Cox, and I want to share with you a little bit about the Electoral College. So, is the Electoral College an unfair, poorly designed relic of the past, or is it part of what makes our nation what it is? Thomas Jefferson once said, "The principles of the Constitution form the bright constellation which has gone before us and guided our steps through an age of revolution and reformation. The wisdom of our sages and the blood of our heroes have been devoted to their attainment. They should be the creed of our political faith, the text of civic instruction, the touchstone by which to try the services of those we trust, and should we wander from them in moments of error or alarm, let us hasten to retrace our steps and to regain the road which alone leads to peace, liberty, and safety." So, we have a problem, and that problem is the growing unpopularity of the Electoral College. It's not a new issue, but it has resurfaced as a result of the most recent election. Calls for its abolishment are everywhere, finding their basis in the idea that the system is unfair and outdated. In fact, a Gallup poll shows that 63% of Americans would vote to do away with the Electoral College if they were given the opportunity. That's not the most recent poll, but I know that the numbers are similar, if not more. So, why is this problem relevant to you? Well, no matter how you vote, no matter which way you lean politically, it's your future. Most people don't know what the Electoral College is or how it works. They form their opinions from the opinions of others and from bits of information that they've received from the media. Very seldom do they do their own research. Most people don't know that when they go to the polls, they're not actually voting for a candidate. They're voting for their state's elector. And that elector is sworn to uphold the candidate the citizens have selected. The actual electoral vote doesn't take place until the Monday following the second Wednesday of December. Hans von Spakovsky of the Heritage Foundation has said, "In creating the basic architecture of the American government, the founders struggled to satisfy each state's demand for greater representation while attempting to balance a popular sovereignty against the risk posed to the minority from the majoritarian rule." With the Electoral College, the founders were enabled to compromise between the total democratic rule and the total aristocratic rule that had caused other nations to fail. The system enables states with smaller populations to have a voice equal to those with larger populations. After all, farmers in Iowa are going to have different needs and concerns than a banker in New York. If we did away with the Electoral College, the minority would no longer have a voice. Instead of being elected by the nation, our future presidents would be elected by a handful of highly populated clusters of the nation. Basically, New York and California would run our elections, which probably wouldn't be an ideal situation. One of our nation's finest privileges, which is each citizen and each state having a vote, would be no more. So that's not the best situation that we would want to live in, right? Here's an example. The 1960 World Series between the Yankees and the Pittsburgh Pirates is considered one of the greatest World Series ever played. In the first game, the Pirates won 6-4. The second game, the Yankees won 16-3. The third game also went to the Yankees 10-3. The Pirates won the fourth game 3-2. The Pirates also won the fifth game 5-2. The Yankees won the sixth game 12-0, and the seventh game the Pirates won 10-9. The Pirates won 4 games, the Yankees won 3. But the Yankees outscored the Pirates 55-27. On paper, they should have won the series outright. Their batting averages were better, and they were the better team. But let's look at it this way. 55 votes to 27 votes, which would be the popular vote. The Yankees should have won the series, right? No, because the Pirates won 4 games, the Yankees only won 3. And that's how the Electoral College works. The best of 50, if you will. The president is not elected by the population of New York or California. The president is elected by the nation. As with arguments for and against abortion, gun control, and the death penalty, educating people on an issue often helps them see why a particular solution trumps another one. There are a lot of objections to why keeping the Electoral College around is not a good idea. But the biggest one is that times have changed. We don't live in the 1700s anymore, and the founders certainly weren't thinking about 2016 when they created this part of the Constitution, which is true. But if we don't have the Electoral College anymore, each state won't have a voice, and each vote won't count. The Electoral College protects minorities from the 51% majority. After all, the will of the people is not expressed in just a little over half of the nation. So, we have two options. We can do away with the Electoral College, but then the minority no longer has a voice, and the values that we hold as Americans are compromised. Or, we can stand up and inform ourselves as citizens to ensure the integrity of what our nation stands for. Texan lawyer Tara Ross has said, America's election systems have operated smoothly for more than 200 years because the Electoral College accomplishes its intended purposes. America's presidential election process preserves federalism, prevents chaos, grants definitive electoral outcomes, and prevents tyrannical or unreasonable rule. The Founding Fathers created a stable, well-planned, and carefully designed system, and it works. Whether you agree with the results of the election or not, whether you vote Republican or Democrat, you can't help but admire the genius of the founders to come up with such a system. The Electoral College is not outdated. It is fair, and we still need it. So I have a couple of books in my bag that if you want to know more, you can look at them. But for right now, do y'all have any questions?
You get a question?
I got nothing.
I got nothing.
Okay. Well then.
Let me get something.
Yes.
I'm sure Will
Got something in the oven.
will stew something.
I'm sure you will, but, so if y'all want to take a look at those, you can. But that's all I got. Thank you for listening, sitting here and